I'm Shelley, I'm the President of the Students' Union. It's not often that I get invited to speak by the university, at least not anymore really. But Shades of Noir is a different type of university project. It's one that gets to the core of what needs to change institutionally. It's one that is not afraid of saying what the institution doesn't want to hear. It is one that is led by students and staff, the students and staff who have the experience of facing the oppression that we seek to fight. That's why, from the point of view of the Students' Union, Shades of Noir is such an important project. The SU is a politically autonomous organisation, democratically led by elected officers, of which myself and Mustafa are two, and it exists to defend and extend the rights of UAL students. We're committed to tackling inequality wherever we see it. There are a number of questions that come up when we think about racism in education and institutional racism within this university. Why is it that a higher proportion of black students access our advice service? Why is it that research shows that white teachers typically underestimate the achievements of black students? Why is it that universities which have introduced blind marking, where the examiner can't see the name of a student, saw a 12% increase in the achievement of black students? And why is it that the attainment gap at UAL grew again this year? The growing gap in the final degree results of black students compared to white students is a major concern that needs acting on. I know my colleague Mustafa is going to talk a bit more about our plans to tackle black students' representation. I don't believe that how this university is run is in a way that reflects our demographic. You could point out that 75% of our students are women, but that figure is reversed in senior management. That our targets for recruiting black students are not transferred to targets for recruiting black staff. So however successful we are at creating a diverse student body, those we learn from won't necessarily have a similar background to us. The only black staff we tend to come into contact every day are the cleaners and the security, those in impermanent and low-paid employment. This is not a convenient coincidence, and UAL is no exception to structural racism and sexism. Inequality, in my opinion, runs right through this institution and many others. The case needs to be made for changes that are led by those with the experiences that relate directly to the issue, not just with the experience of being here for a number of years. This is an academic issue, but it's a social and political one as well. So while the fight against sexism shouldn't be led by Mustafa, the fight against racism shouldn't be led by me, we are both united in our desire to fight all oppression and in our desire to see those fights shaped and led by those seeking liberation. I'm not sure that can be said for the wider university, but that's why we're all here today, and this project is gaining momentum. I've been doing a bit of research at the moment for an event on alternative models of art education, and I wanted to share a couple of quotes that I've found. Fred Hampton, the African-American activist, said, "With some things you have to learn by seeing it or participating in it. And you know yourselves that there are people walking around your community today that have all types of degrees that should be sitting at this meeting, but they're not here, right? Because you can have as many degrees as a thermometer. If you don't have any practice, then you can't walk across the street and chew gum at the same time." Students who occupied Hornsey College of Art 46 years ago this month wrote in their manifesto, "We were actively concerned about our education and we wanted to participate, but we had never been given the chance before. What is education if it's not participation and discussion about everything that involves us? Let's hope that the people most concerned about their education do not become the victims of the educational system." I think today we feel the same. We don't want a top-down means to eliminate inequality, but real sustained change that is made by the actions of students and staff, participatory and democratically led, and in partnership, not merely by the actions of bureaucracy. But the fact so many people are here shows a commitment to fighting for a fairer and more representative university and society. So thanks for having me. I hope you all have a great evening, and I look forward to working with everyone in this room. I'm going to hand over to Mustafa now, our Culture and Diversity Officer.